100. Dirty Deeds grabbed by Mayfair Spirit. Global Gift the outside coming home, but Mayfair Spirit's going to win it. Mayfair Spirit 1.5 length Global Gift market. Kayan's got it now. Smokin' Romans late. It's Man Kayan, 50 metres to go. Still a half Smokin' Romans and won it. Man Kayan from Smokin' Romans, Irish Flame.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel for the preview of Group 1 Memsie Stakes Day, the first Group 1 in Melbourne, and I'm very keen on one in the feature, but it's a great card. Very difficult in the group races, but I definitely think I've found some winners. I'm looking to bounce back off what was a pretty disappointing week last week, only finding 2 winners, and they were both favourites. One was odds on by the time I jumped. So, hoping to bounce back this week. I'm pretty confident. So let's get into the preview and find the winners. Race number 1 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 78 handicap over the 2,000 metres, and I'm with Storm King to start the day. I think this horse has been very, very consistent and running well. Enjoys the sting out of the ground. Did win last start, breaking its draft, but that was an odds-on favourite, and they just went there to get the win, to be honest. Coming here, back to Saturday Grade, benchmark 78 level, 2,000 metres. I think it's a very, very good chance, and I am playing this race with Born a King out. I think he's going to go to Sydney, so Storm King on top for me. American Angel, first time trying the 2,000 metres and does drop in weight from last start. Spanish Tide is still now being ridden by Billy Egan. Good chance, but is over the odds at $12. And Gone West, the interesting runner, the New Zealand import for the Brown team, at $41 is an interesting runner. I don't think it should be that price, but still an outsider. But Storm King for me in the first, the benchmark 78 over the 2,000, $25 the win. Race number 2 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 90 handicap for the mares over 1,400 metres, and I think if Sir Lemur comes to Melbourne, she'll bolt this race in. $3 I don't think it's too short. It's a very, very good price and has been running well in Sydney and is in at Sydney behind Shades of Rose, and I really hope that Chris Wallace crashes her and brings her south, because I honestly think she'll just simply win if she comes south. But if she is scratched, I'll be with Lady of Honor, who's going to handle the distance, he's going to handle the conditions, and the prep run first up. And I'll be looking to see a better performance second up, and the market already respects it being at 440. Groovy kind of loves racing well, and Sagon on 54 with Giant McNeil is a good chance. But I'm with Sir Lemur. If it comes to Melbourne, it'll bolt in, $30 the win, and a $10 saving bet on Lady of Honor if Sir Lemur is scratched. Race number 3 at Caulfeild is a benchmark 78 handicap over the 1,400 metres, and I'm with El Rocco. Now, it's a question of the fact, does he stay in Melbourne or does he go to Sydney? And I'm really hoping that the team elects to keep him in Melbourne, because I think he's been racing so well. He's going to get a wet track, and I think if he races here, I think he's going to be very, very hard to beat. Won his first 2 starts since being gelded, and then ran really well and was deemed the winner behind Military Expert, though Military Expert had the fence and kicked in 1, and he ran second. And in knowing that, he's a good horse, he's shown his potential now that he's been gelded, and I think he'll win this if he's staying in Melbourne. But if he's not, I'll be with Pachero. He's had a couple of lackluster performances to start the campaign, though Damien Lane sticks with the horse, so obviously thinks there's a chance. Market respects it at opening prices, so very good chance. Cardinal Gem, I hate putting her for third, but look, she's never won first up, but though is very good on affected ground and is very good at Caulfeild. But the fact having never won first up put me off slightly. And to now start over the odds at $11, but with El Rocco, $10 the win if they stay in Melbourne. Race number 4 at Caulfeild is a handicap over the 1,400 metres, and I'm with the Buffalo here in Buffalo River. Ran really well in the PB lines behind Mr. Brightside and I Am Superman to get third place. Mr. Brightside will be heading to Group 1s this spring, and I Am Superman's being targeted at the Sir Rupert Clark, a Group 1 assignment. So if they're heading for Group 1s, this horse was just right behind him and comes back in grade here to a handicap, and I think that this horse is so well in here, and he's going to go forward. He's going to go forward. He loves soft ground. He loves Caulfeild, and he loves the 1400 metres. So it all points to a Buffalo River win here. The interesting one is I wish I win for Jamie Carr and Peter Moody. Down on a lightweight, I definitely can see this horse running well. Can I see it winning? Yeah, it'd be a hard task first up, but still, it can win. Open-minded, another one that loves Caulfeild and the distance, and will go forward like Buffalo River, and is over the odds at $17. And I've got Gentleman Roy for 4th, and I do think he's a vulnerable favourite because I think he's first up, though it doesn't take him long to come to hand, but first up, 1400, yeah, I've got a couple of queries on him, but Buffalo River for mine, race number 4, I think he'll be winning 25 to do so. The first of the feature races at Caulfeild on the weekend is the Group 3 HDF McNeil Stakes over the 1200 metres, and I'm with the horse that won by 6 lengths last start at Sandown, and that's Orth Cabin. Very impressive win, retains Jamie Carr. And I think Godolphin are going to win this race, but I think it's going to be with the horse that James Cummings trains, like I said, off the cabin on top. I've got Dormier for a second. You know, he's the proven horse in this field. He's the Group 1 winner in this field, and he's multiple Group 1 performed, running well in the slipper, running well in the other Group 1 assignments it had, and clearly he's the best horse, but is he fit enough is the question I would be asking. Zambigini for 3rd, 2 from 2, winning its maiden, then winning its next start at the Valley in very impressive order, beating Vegeta-san, who did fail last week. So the form looks a little bit suspect, but I think that this horse is destined for better things. And Jacquino also ran well behind Dormier in the Blue Diamond and did win impressively on debut. The clock didn't stack up, but still is a good chance. Very hard race, but I've got Orth Cabin on top in the Group 3 HDF McNeil Stakes, $25 the win. Race number 6 at Caulfeild is the Group 3, the Heath, over the 1100 metres. And I think that a leader can win it this year. A super won it last year, being Mars Crusader at $1.90. You get a bit longer price for this horse in the boat. And it's a bit suspect if it'll run. If it's going to be wetter than a soft 6, I don't think it'll be running. That's what Lindsay Smith has said. But if the horse runs, if he's right, if he gets soft 6 or better, I think that this horse is going to be very, very hard to beat. He's just a winning machine. I was on him nearly every run last campaign. The only time I wasn't on him was in the Discovery, and I ate Humble Pie, him winning by 3 lengths. So I think it's a very good chance if he comes here. But if he is scratched, Red Can Man I'll have on top, and I still think he's over the odds at 650, considering Simon Miller brings him to Melbourne. Sorry, Simon, the Wolf team brings him to Melbourne. I got the trainers wrong there. And McGruddy, he comes to Melbourne. The stable didn't get a Melbourne rider to take the ride. McGruddy is riding in Melbourne on Red Can Man. So very keen to see how he goes. Generation's going to run a cracker first up for the Mayan Uses camp. And Kalos, Jamie Carr on at $23. You don't see her ride many roughies in a feature race. So very interested to see how he goes at $23. But I'm within the boat. 45 the winner if he is running. And if he's not, I'll be with Red Can Man. Race number 7 is the Group 3 WW Cockrum Stakes over the 1200 metres for the mares. And the undefeated mare here, and I'm talking about passive-aggressive, I think is going to remain undefeated. She's 4 from 4. She's got residual fitness from her last racing campaign. First up here, but I don't think that's going to matter. She's a very good talent, and she did that on raw ability last preparation. And it's going to be scary to think what they're going to be able to do with this horse when they can train her. And I think that she's going to win this and look to better races down the track. And I honestly think she's a Group 1 horse. And I think that my second selection is as well in Flying Mascot, who is over the odds at 950. Loves Caulfeild, trialling well. Won the Matron. No. Won the Mannerism here won the Mannerism here in the autumn, and then went on to win the Matron at Flemington. Very, very good horse, and of course, part owned by the Salmonator, who I think this horse has got a very good chance, and is over the odds at 950. I've got Isotype for third. Tony Gollan, a Brisbane horse, coming down to Melbourne. Damien Oliver booked to ride. I think it's going to run well. Chain of Lightning, 4 from 4, so you can never underestimate the Undefeated horse. But I'm with Passive Aggressive. I still don't think the price is too short at 260, but I wouldn't want to take anything less. 45 to win. Pretty confident, actually. Race number 8 is the fixture of the day. It's the Group 1 Memsie over the 1400 metres. Behemoth has won this the past 2 years, coming off a win in the Spring Stakes. Didn't win it this year and isn't here this year, and will be aimed at sprint races in Melbourne. But I think out of the horses that are here, I found it very hard to split 3 of them. And I narrowed it down to the top 2 here in Alligator Blood and Western Empire. I've gone Alligator Blood. It's got D. Oliver on. It's got a gate to go forward, which he will do. He never jumps badly. He'll break well. He'll go to the front, and I think he can give you a sight for your money because this horse is a super talent. He won the Stradbroke coming from behind, and Bossy 80's words saying that this horse would never win a race again, and he won it impressively, the Stradbroke, and I've been a big fan of this horse from day dot, and I really think he's going to win this race. Pretty keen, actually, on Alligator Blood, but the unknown in 2 horses in Western Empire, who won the Railway in impressive fashion, only second up last campaign, which came off an Agent Bow win, and then was a slightly lackluster performance in the winner bottom, though Pikey stuffed up the right. He admitted that, and I can't wait to see what this horse produces in this race first up. But she is only first up, and Elation could just blow these all away. Jamie Carr, Mick Price, and Michael Kent Jr. are going really well at the moment, but does have to come up significantly in grade and prove himself at Group 1 level. Is already a listed winner, but it's got to prove himself at Group 1 level. And Cool Sign Mab is a horse I think is honestly over the odds in a field that is so hard at $26. First go 1,400 metres in Australia. They tried him at 2,000. They tried him at a mile. They're bringing him back to 1,400 metres. Group 1, first up. Shows intent. Jamie Mott on. I can only see him running well. But after all that being said, I've got 45 to win Alligator Blood, and I've got 20 to win on Western Empire. I honestly couldn't split both of them, but I'm talking more with my heart here and saying Alligator Blood on top. Very keen. Race number 9 is a listed Heatherlie handicap over the 1,700 metres, and I'm with Jimmy the Bear. What a revelation. He's been a winning machine, winning twice. Well, winning his past 2 starts over the 1,600 metres. 100 metres more, I don't see to be any issue whatsoever after he bolted in last start, though he didn't beat much, and they gave the race to him, but he still had to be a good horse to go on and do it, and he did that under Billy Egan, and Billy Egan's on again, and he drops 4 kilos, I think, from last start, only carrying the 54 kilos in this race, and he's already open favourite, so I'm very, very keen on his chances, and I think he'll just win. No effort. Can she go back-to-back under Bo Mertens? You're going to get a better price if you like her at $11. Charlie Rose, I'm expecting a big improvement off her first up run at $23 because she's good second up. She likes Caulfeild. She's up in distance, so I'm expecting a big improvement. And Spanish Mission, she's got a big weight at $13, but is probably the best horse in the field, but is being targeted at a Melbourne Cup. So how far do they want to push him first up? I'm not too sure, but I think they'll go back and just give him a run. But all that being said, pretty confident Jimmy the Bear wins here, and I've got 35 to win on it. 35 to win on him, and I'm very, very confident in the last. Thank you so much for watching my preview for Group 1 Memsie Stakes Day. Very keen on a couple of horses here in over all of the feature races on the day. What a cracking card this is. I can't wait for this meeting. It's a very good meeting, and it always is a kick-off point for good horses in the spring going